All right. The next thing you have, we've got the Sugar Act of 1764. The Sugar Act is really strange because it actually lowered the tax on sugar or molasses. So molasses is that like raw, kind of like sticky stuff that's basically it's sugar. All right, getting processed into pretty sugar later. But so they pay less for it. So why on earth would the colonists be ticked about this? Well, you see that picture on the right, enforcement goes up. So there's a smaller tax, but now instead of salutary neglect, they're making sure that people actually pay that tax. So the government's thinking people are more likely to pay that little tax, and when there's going to be a big slap on them if they don't pay it, they're more likely to. So they're going to have a lot more enforcement than they used to.
So why would they enforce it more? So I'm assuming people were buying more sugar, and they're saying, hey, since people are buying more sugar, we can lower the tax, but we want to strengthen the hold on when people buy it to make sure they actually pay the tax.
Exactly.
Because now people have realized, hey, sugar makes everything taste really good. And so they're strongly enforcing that now.
And think about the year, too. This is 64.
Oh, yeah.
We just ended the war in 63.
Gotta pay those taxes.
We got to pay this money, right?
Money.
And we have all that sugar, and the king's looking at stuff saying, why aren't we making more money? We should be, because of all the sugar. Let's enforce it now and make sure people are paying it, and we'll lower it so it doesn't look as bad. So it makes sense from both sides why people are ticked, because they don't want to pay it. We've got all the smugglers, which we'll get to.
So the Sugar Act of 1764 lowered the tax on sugar, but raised enforcement of taxes to fight smuggling, which basically was a way of people to avoid paying taxes. So you not only see people actually smuggling sugar, but products made from sugar that we've discussed before, whether it be rum or molasses and other things that people begin to use a lot of sugar with. So people, again, are fighting to smuggle those things because they don't want to pay the taxes because they enjoy using that sugar in the various products that they are making at home, or different foods that they cook at home.
And smuggling, in case you're a Star Wars fan, think Han Solo. This is Han Solo. They're trying to stop those guys. All right. Speaking of smuggling, I had to put my Han Solo and Chewie in. So there you go. All right. Let's move on. So this is just a series of things that are going to just happen and keep going. Now we get a real tax going on. We got the Stamp Act of 1765. Notice these are just shortly after the war. These are all ways to make money back from it. So the whole thing of this, it's a tax on published goods. So
like legal documents, dice, playing cards. Just think about everything that you have to do today involving paper, even a newspaper or playing cards or even playing Monopoly with the cards and the dice. So basically, these colonists are being taxed on these particular items. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's called the Stamp Act because they literally put stamps on things to show you paid the tax. Interesting way of doing it, but so if you didn't have that stamp on, they looked at your stuff, they knew you were illegally getting those. And
it's almost like a receipt that's stamped on your item that you bought.
That's a good way to put it.
Think about even today when you go and purchase cards, playing cards, there's an actual stamp on the back of the cards when you open it, and that stamp was one of the original stamps from during this time period. So,
they just pretty much kept the thing going.
When you go and buy playing cards to learn how to count, multiply, divide, whatever, then look for that stamp. But hopefully you're not using cards for anything else.
Right, because that's the only use for them, right?